All right, last video gonna go over the break room and also 29th Street. Let's go into the break room. I know a lot of people. This is kind of like the first level of the game in a way. Which kind of sounds weird. This is the first level where things actually pick up, and you're actually like into it. I get actually some criticism sometimes for this level because it's very like simple, generic, and that was the idea. Is like, A, I want you to get used to the game, but then B, I wanted to create something that's very familiar to you guys, and kind of can get a look at it down here. You have a simple task of just finding three generators, which if you just start to explore the halls on your own, you'll see that um, you're walking down the hall and you'll just see this huge light right here, and then you're like, hey, why is this lit up? You naturally gravitate towards light to switch it green, and it'll kind of start this whole puzzle of finding the three generators. The cool thing about it, I wanted to kind of give it a. We'll kind of walk around the level a little bit. I kind of wanted to give it a like gone home slash PT feel where you're kind of rummaging through the break room where this is where the employees kind of just hung out. They play video games, they play cards, they watch TV. They even had an area to sleep because, as you know, like the subway is, New York is up. It's 24 hours, so people can kind of sleep. So they gave them, quarters for obviously your bathroom, and here's a place you can sleep. But I wanted to have the ability to open drawers, as you can see. You get the battery, things like that. Because again, that's a very similar feel to what we know. Same thing here. I was actually going to put something in that, but changed my mind. But again, if you look at the blood, similar to the other level, the blood kind of leads you where you need to go. The third generator, for those who don't know, it's in there. So again, kind of leading you right to it. Same situation here with this generator. You can't miss that. Kind of give you guys a breakdown. I mentioned earlier, you can kind of just see the employees just kind of hanging out in a circle, watching the big screen. Cry Hero comic, somebody's reading it. There's also a toy gun, which goes to the arcade, which somebody maybe was fooling around. And the cool thing about it, generic arcade games, if you notice, they're all dark except for one, and that's 211CK. Work on the banners on the side. But you can see it's pretty much the main trailer for 211CK, my first mobile game, which is available now if you haven't got it. But some people are wondering, like, where does this monster come from when you hit the second switch? And I will show you guys. So the cool thing about it is that, like I said, on the first floor, that's where all the employees go for their breaks. Nobody ever goes downstairs because it is a restricted area. You can see the only authorized restricted area, authorized personnel only. It's kind of hard to see. See a little better there. See it even better like that. And so I was originally going to get a lock for this, but again, I wasn't trying to make you guys find too many keys. But you can see more blood, and this is where like some of the experiments are starting to happen. They need a bathroom as well. You can see some of the dead bodies that they have. But you can see the monster that was haunting and killing everybody is being stored in here. And again, he just was another experiment. You can see there's a collectible tape. There's 9 tapes. I'm still waiting for somebody to upload the video where all of them are at. But y'all still haven't found them yet. I'm not going to do it until you guys do it. And then you can see that they're dogs. So I wanted to put these dogs in the game because you kind of can turn it up and hear them too. I wanted to put these dogs in the game. Where is the dog's audio? Anyway, yeah, I wanted to put these dogs in the game because there we go. Now it's too loud actually, but you can kind of hear them in there. It's really cool. I took an audio track and put like 3, 4 dogs on one track. But anyway, the cool thing about that was I had a situation where I was working at a job where this guy would bring in this huge German Shepherd every day. I mean, this German Shepherd, like if you sit down, the dog was like taller than me. And for those who don't know, I'm black. But the dog would bark at black people all the time, and I was like, what the? And so my first day at the job, the dog, he was like sizing me up. So he was like, he didn't know if he wanted to bark at me or if he wanted to befriend me or what. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna nip this in the bud immediately. So we have my old boss was a dog lover, so he had a bunch of dog food. So I took the dog food and I was like, I'm gonna feed this dog immediately. And from the first time he laid eyes on me, the first day he laid eyes on me, he knows I'm the guy who feeds him. So every time the dog come in, I would feed him, feed him, feed him. And it went to the point where he would bark at all the black people for some reason. But whenever he saw me, he would run to me in a positive way to get food. And so I thought to myself, it would be really cool in my game if I have dogs and they're crazy, they're going to kill you unless you get your dog food. So that's kind of what these bowls are here for. And there's dog food. There's three of them actually secretly hidden throughout the game. And you can see there more dog food. So yeah, that was actually inspired by a true story. That dog, and it actually worked out and created a really cool puzzle for everyone. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys 29th Street, the last level of the game, and that's kind of the goal. So the whole point, you're going through, the employee break room. You're going through a dirty sewer. You're going through many train levels. You're going through a train yard, and the goal is to just get this door open on 29th Street. And James, the secret character in the game, was actually should be right over here. He's not in there right now. There he is. Yeah, the goal is to get him to get the door to open for you. This door here. Now, huge inspiration here was from Resident Evil as well. So, to get back on YouTube, no audio. So this entire last section of Resident Evil was probably the biggest inspiration for me as well. If you never played Resident Evil, the last part, sorry for you, A. But in addition to that, you probably don't understand how to beat the boss and some references. So let me kind of rewind a little bit. Sorry, I'm not prepared, guys. So in this hallway here, there's a situation where so in this game, the bombs are all set, and this place is gonna explode. So you gotta get out, and that's what the timer and the alarms are going off. So if you notice, Die in the Dark, same situation. Again, spoilers. James tells you to plant these bombs. He's gonna blow everything up, and so again, similar situation. You gotta blow everything up. And again, more spoilers for those who play the game. When you actually are opening this door, similar to with them, when they get the gate, James hears a scary sound. So let's kind of hear what happens here. You hear that monster? So a very similar thing happens in my game at this exact section here. At the end of the game, when James actually opens the door for you, you'll hear monsters, and he'll actually. Let's see if we can actually do it. Let me see. You have to do all the bombs individually. So anyway, the cool thing is he'll actually do it. He'll open the door, and then he'll hear the sounds, and he'll take care of the sounds. Which in Resident Evil, the whole point of them doing that was for you to fight the boss alone in this elevator. And again, that was the same exact point with me, was for you to get to fight the boss alone as well. The boss, very similar. If you look at their attack patterns. So obviously with the Tyrant, he's attacking with his left hand, and he's just kind of scooping down. And he really just does the same attack. And just like Resident Evil, you know, you have to run, run, run. And I'll kind of show you guys here with me, give you guys a little preview of the boss. For those who haven't played it, it will be spoilers ahead. Not the ending, but you know, some of the boss. But yeah, it's the same situation. A lot of people text me like, "How do you beat the boss?" You know, or people DM me and things like that. And again, there's so many Resident Evil hints that I would hope people would just kind of got it. And you can kind of see here, he looks a little different. Obviously, he doesn't have a claw, but he does the same kind of attack, if you notice. Or kind of back it up so you can see. You just got to run around, keep running, running, running. He attacks with his right hand. Similar situation. So, yeah, we'll exit that out. And his idea is the same. You run around for a minute. I mean, you can shoot him if you want. You can try to do a flashlight attack on my monster as well. It's not going to do anything. And then once you know your time runs out, you will get saved. In a similar situation with me, you will get saved. By who? You'll see. If you know already, you know. And if you don't, you need to play the game to find out. Last but not least, before I let you guys go, who named the station 29th Street? Why is it called that? Well, 29th Street is the area. You can see this is finally the evacuation area. You finally landed there. It is the area. That is the street that I lived on when I thought of most of my game ideas, this game included, where I really found out that I wanted to become a game designer. I was probably like 7th grade, 8th grade living there, and that's when I started to come up with a lot of great ideas for video games. These streets are significant as well. I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens, so I put up Far Rock Ave, and I used to live in Oakland. For those who are familiar, I used to live on Lee Street in Oakland as well, and that was a very that was where Side B Gaming was actually born. So that's very important for me as well. That's where I originally thought of the name, and that's where really I got the website and kind of got all that stuff going there. So really cool stuff. As you can see, Lee Street, Rockaway Ave. So hope you guys enjoyed the behind the scenes. Any questions, leave them below, or just hit me up. Enjoy the game, guys.